Hey there, my Power Book 3 fans. It's your girl, Barbie J here with Raising Kanan, Season 2, Episode 9, Antitrust. You know what that means? Ain't nobody trusting nobody. Everybody's anti-trusting anybody. But, I mean, this episode was a good episode, but I had to tell y'all at the end, Marvin screwed up. He really screwed up, and I hope this don't come back on him. He always screwing up, though. Remember, he put that body in the wall, not thinking it was going to start smelling. That was real dumb. Anyway, so let's get started. It starts with that guy who shot Marvin and the guy who shot Marvin. He's leaving the bowling alley and getting in his car, and he's approached by Lulu, and Lulu shot him in the head. Pa-pam! Then it switched over to Marvin standing in a cemetery at Miss Renee's funeral with dark glasses on. You know he was crying, and I'm sure he's feeling real bad about this because she'd still be alive if he hadn't gone to meet her. You know, I can't lie. I had a feeling she would be the one who got hit by the bullet and died. It broke my heart to find out that it was her, you know what I mean? Then we got the officers. They pick up this homeless drug addict named Sam. And y'all may remember I told y'all about 2 weeks ago in one of my reviews that he saw Kanan at the precinct and recognized him. And I said this stuff is going to come back. He recognized him from that night he shot Detective Howard. Well, those officers took that man in, and now he's trying to offer them info to let him go. And when they get him near lockup, Burke is standing there close by, and she told him, well, wait a minute, Sam, you didn't have any info for us that other night. Now you do? He said, yeah, I remember stuff. I'm remembering things, you know. And the police said, everybody always start remembering things when they about to get locked up. I said, ain't that true? But you know, Burke, she's thinking about it, you know. And he kept saying, you know, that young dude is that young dude. You don't want that little nigga to grow up and be in the streets, you know, when he get older. I'm telling you. Burke is like, And she's thinking about it. So Sam said, Burke, you know you want it. Detective, you know you want it, you know, and she just stood there. But she knew she wanted it. She can't help herself. Then the landlord for, what's his name, Horatio, he's knocking at the door at Famous apartment. He and Kanan in there asleep. And he want his damn rent money. Tell me, he hasn't paid in a while, and it seems like that to me at least. And Famous trying to make a deal with that guy to get him studio time like Crown had promised. He's like that dude that they fished out of the river. Right, I doubt it. He said, if you can do anything for me because you look like shit, man. He told Famous he look like shit. He said, I'll give you 2 days. And then you have to go, and Famous asked, Kanan, if Lou would do a favor for him, and Kanan was like, well, nah, I don't know. I don't think so. He said, why would he? So Famous was like, I'm effed. And they was like, you sure are. Anyway, we got Rock. She got the keys to the new house, but she doesn't look very happy. And I'm thinking that means because her two favorite men that she cared about and loved won't be there with her. And that's her baby Kanan and her boo Symphony. That's what I'm thinking. But the way she is, she managed to push both of them away. That's just what she did. Then we got, what's his name, Sal and his boys making plans to attack Rock and her peeps in Queens for killing one of his guys. Now he wants to speak to Unique. I mean, he's starting a war for no reason. But, honey, y'all going to have props for Unique at the end of this review if y'all didn't see it. Now we're in the studio with Lou, Ziza, and Cartier, and Desperate Famous comes in there and interrupts while Lou is working. Famous is so bold as to tell Lou that his situation is serious and can he holler at him in private. And so Lou tells him to talk. Cartier is like family. So he tells Lou the issue, and Lou said he'll work something out. And then Cartier jumped up and gave Famous some like speech and story about learning how to get shit on his own. When you start giving people stuff for free, they just keep coming back. He was right about that. They sure do. So go on, fish for your own money. And I said he gonna push Famous to do something stupid. Watch. So then Cartier told Lou, now that you're partners, I don't do charity, and neither do you. Lou said, what happened to being a silent partner? He said, well, money talks, my nigga. I said, oh, see, and he ain't even 50%. He only like a third or something. Then Rock and Jukebox have a chat with Kenya and being loved, and then she asks Juke if she's seen Kanan, and she says still at Famous. And he tell you anything about me? And Juke didn't say nothing. Rock was like, that's okay. That's why we love you, Juke, because you keep people's trust and don't tell stuff, But she started talking to her about missing Kanan and how everything she's done was for him. And Juke just sat there, stood there quiet. Now we got Kanan watching Detective Howard praying at a Masjid mosque or something. I guess he's Muslim. And he said he got back into it because he had a kufi on. And he had Kanan meet him there because Kanan had concerns with people seeing him meeting Detective Howard on the south side. So Howard says he don't know what he can and cannot say to Kanan. This is all new to him. So if he has any questions, just ask. And Kanan says, I knew you was my father. I ain't need no test to tell me. But he said, I'm having trouble making sense out of all of this stuff. And then he asked Howard if his mom's always knew that Howard was his father. And he said he didn't know. And he told Kanan, he doesn't ever want to talk about that night he shot him because Kanan was bringing it up and Howard didn't want to talk about it. And he told him we need to focus on where we're going and not where we've been. Okay, that makes sense. So now we got Burke. She goes to see Sam. He gives her the info and mentions famous name, and she tells him he may have something, but she doesn't get him out. Then another detective passing by hears Sam yelling, she lied and won't get me out. And so she goes off to see Captain to get permission for something, but doesn't tell him which case it's about. She says it's a cold case. So he told her, don't go messing around in anyone's rice bowl. And she replies, I don't even like rice, Captain. And he immediately calls someone named Salinas in internal affairs, when she leaves. Because he knows she's about to do something. Then Rock and Tremont are talking outside in front of the courthouse. And when she walked away, he told his partner had just got out. I guess his attorney just got him freed. He said, I think this biatch's blood is even colder than Cartier's, she said. I said, dang, really? You think that? Then those officers, they came back and freed Sam because Captain told them to. Then Burke sees him walking by the squad room and she says she needs to speak with him. Where's he going, And she asked to walk out with him. So as she's talking to him, Detective Howard and that other detective saw her and she saw them and she immediately rushed him out the other way, the guy. So the other detective told Howard that she heard Sam telling Burke he knows who shot him. So Howard follows and watches and he sees Burke give that, Sam the money. And asks, where can he find him? Where can she find him later? And I started laughing. This part was funny. Because she said, where could I find you later? You're asking a homeless person, where can you find him later? He said, well, I'm a basehead. So there's only 3 spots you can find me. The dope spot, the smoke spot, or the mope spot. And I fell out. I was like, oh my God, she was desperate because she went to all of those spots. Then we got Juke and Marvin. They're eating in a diner. And he's silently hurting about what happened to Miss Renee. And he says he's an effed up person. Always thought that the good he does would even out to the bad, but it's not. He gonna have to do good for her and for everyone else. He got to do better, he said. Then he apologized to her again. Then Juke said, you can't do good for me or nobody else until you do good for yourself. And he said, I'm working on that. And that's what Miss Renee was kind of helping him on, if you ask me. That's what I would think. So Rock is looking hot in this one piece, hot red, looking on blind color. Leotard Cartier comes in and wants to kiss her, but she stops him. And he's saying he wants to buy into her business 50% and assist in moving her profits into legitimate businesses. So you want to do, and she's like, so you want to do all of this so you can F me? And he's like, nah, I don't pay for that, baby. And then she threw him some of his own talk back at him, and he tried to wish-wash it around. And next thing you know, I don't know what happened. I don't know if they slept together or not. Then we got Sal finally meets with Unique, and he tells Sal, okay, y'all gonna like this part because I give Unique mad props for this. He tells Sal, I have no love for Rock because they took a shot at me and my son before. But with all due respect, Sal, Marco effed up the job. I said, whoa, no, you didn't. With all his men standing around, he said he effed up the job. And he said, yeah, but he went around me. He said, if Marco wasn't down for the crime, he couldn't have gone around you. That's what he said. Marvin could not have gone around you if Marco wasn't down for the crime. So he's like, what? And I'm like, yo, Unique, this is too much for me. And the guy's like, oh, you disappoint me. My son vouched for you and all this stuff. So, but he's like, Sal wants to know all about Rock's business operation. And Unique said, That's your beef with Rock. It ain't got nothing to do with me. What's in it for me? He said, if I help you, that'll make me a snitch. And Sal was like, nobody will ever know. He's like, I'll know. Shit, you know. He said, you going to defend that moolie? I said, what's a moolie, y'all? I hope it's not too bad of a word. I don't know. But if somebody knows, put that down in the comment section what a moolie is. Anyway, so that was it. And later we see one of Sal's guys driving past Rock's house, but Rock got security sitting out there. Then we go to Burke. She is sick. She's sick in the head because she in bed making out with her girlfriend. And the next thing they kiss and separate. They ain't been separated 15 seconds. She goes, oh, so what should my next move be on Howard? And I'm shaking my head like, what? And her girlfriend said, it should be no move. I mean, once again, she told Burke to leave it alone. Then added, can we stop talking about him and focus on us? Hello. Then Marvin, thanks Lou for taking down that guy, knowing he doesn't want to be down with this business, that Italian guy. He said, I'll take down anyone who taking the shots at my brother. And I was like, they fist bump. I was like, okay. Rock asked if Lou knows who took out Crown. He said, I don't know. It could be anybody. He owed everybody money. And then she said, we need to take out Sam. And oh my God, I don't know why they didn't take out. He a basehead. Why not just take him out? Oh my God. Anyway, Famous goes to to Corinne's apartment late at night asking for her mom's gun because he got people coming for him. And she's like, what you need it for? She didn't want to give it to him. He's like, what you defending her for? She slept with your boyfriend and all this stuff. So she finally gives it to him, saying if he gets in any trouble, she's going to say he stole it. So he said, I'll bring it back in a couple of days. Laverne is at, let's see, where's Laverne? She's at Nicole's dad's house and they want to talk to her. He wants her to talk to this detective, Salinas, from Internal Affairs, but about Burke. And Juke, they're telling her some stuff that they found out that she had an inappropriate relationship with her and Nicole and with other you. And she said, who told you that? He said, I'm not going to reveal my sources. And he told the same thing to that detective. So, Juke said, I don't talk to no police, and I definitely don't talk to no police about the police. And she ran out and left. Then the dumbass, Famous, he goes to Freddie's apartment and tries to stick him up, and Freddie just laughs at him and then shows Famous the gun he got. And Famous' hand is shaking with the gun in his hand, and Freddie reaches for his gun, and Famous shoots him about 3-4 times. I said, dumbass Famous, he's so stupid. And then you done shot somebody, now you ain't got no money either. Meanwhile, Juke is with Kanan and tells him what happened and what she saw that day when she dropped the tape off at Nicole's dad's house. And they talk about how Rock was only 16 when she was with Detective Howard. And Juke said, sort of like you are with your friend's mom. Kanan didn't like that at all. Talking about it wasn't the same thing. She said, you keep telling yourself that, nigga, She said, but at least you have a dad now. And she let him know that Marvin is trying to make things right because he brought up her dad, So Kanan is adamant about not going back home to Rock. But she's like, whatever. Now we got Burke looking for Sam, and Marvin done took him to the bus depot and told him not to come back, else he'll have to kill him. Because he got Sam to get into his car. That's what he did. He showed him some drugs and got him into the car. I don't know if I said that part. I might have missed it, y'all. Sorry. So now, Marvin trying to do the right thing, but now this was the wrong thing to do with a crackhead. He gonna put him on the bus, tell him not to come back. If he see him back there, he gonna have to kill him. He said, nah, I know it's a bad idea to give you a wad of money, crackhead, but do the right thing. It's never too late to change. That bus drove off. It merely went 3 blocks. Sam said, get me the fuck off this bus. Stop the bus. Get me off. And he walked with all that money. I said, Marvin is stupid. There's come a time when there's certain people you could do that to. And that wasn't the time. And then it ends with Cartier coming home. He gets into the elevator, going up to his penthouse apartment. He sees the doorman say hi. The doorman calls up and said he's on his way up. The door opens, and who's standing there with guns? Rock and Lou. And they pointed at him, and he laughed at them, smoking his cigar. Told him, you two don't even like each other. Rock said, it don't matter, we family. He said, well, F you and F your family. And they both went pop, pop, and shot him. Then Rock got closer, popped one in his head, and then Lou just hit one for the road, and they walked. I said, ooh, honey. So that was the end of that episode. I know I talk fast, but I got stuff going on. So I hope y'all liked it as much as I did. Put your comments down in the comment section, because we need to talk about this episode, because there was some stuff. What do y'all think about what Marvin did? What do y'all think about what Marvin did? Was this the wrong or right time for him to try to do the right thing? Inquiring minds want to know. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Help my channel grow. Hit the notification bell so it'll let you know every time I upload a new video. It's your girl Barbie J saying peace.